Here we go.
You know, I've been going to races a lot of years. First time I've ever went that I can remember that we run a race a day early, run a lot of them a day late.
That was a line I was going to use, moving it up a day. I've never seen that.
I had never seen that.
You know, in '69, we was out there and they had the floods and everything. Richard took us 3 weeks to run Riverside that time, and they had mudslides and everything, but probably not to this extent. But, you know, there was some discussion before they even went, not going, but they know the weather was going to be real iffy.
That's the reason they got with the TV and got with everybody and tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
And their first plan, Richard, they had a plan up until running it on Monday from my inside sources, but I don't know who changed that.
Well, the weather was, I think the weather was coming in Sunday. Yeah. It was going to be worse Monday.
But
anyhow, they finally got the thing started. I guess that there was, 6, 8 cars, 10 cars that didn't make it. I mean, some good cars. The 20 car,
13
the 2
cars
car,
didn't make it.
The 3 car, the 43 car. And then there was a couple of
2 car.
That's really good cars that didn't make the show.
In defense of the 43, I watched qualifying everything. There was 4 sessions, and he went out in the first session, and he was 4th. And I know his time wasn't that good, but it seemed that the track got better.
Could have.
And only 1 car out of the first session made it, and that was the 22nd place car.
Okay.
And so
it showed that the track was slower. Yeah.
It looked like that, but you know, it's what it was. I wished I could have been in on it. Since the 43 didn't make it, I'd have said, let's start all of them, and as quick as somebody's lapped, they're out of the race. I mean, you know, they pull in, but...
Yeah, but 36 cars on a quarter-mile track, the leader would be looking at the tail end of the field.
Well, they didn't start lapping until about 30 laps, so they would have given, roughly 15 laps or so. But if you remember running Islip, I don't know what year it was, you was lapping cars before they got the green flag, and I don't know how many cars we started.
Was terrible, man.
But that was back in another time
era.
zone, yeah. But they had 7 lead changes in 150 laps, and
but it was just 4 or 5 cars that led the race.
7 cars.
Did they?
Yeah, and probably the best car didn't win. It just probably the best car was the 54 car because he could get away from them, but the restarts got him.
Okay, I watched it on TV. Okay, the 54 car where he was making his time was going in the corner.
Okay.
Okay, and then the rest of them was just as good or better up off the corner. So when he got kind of shuffled around, he was just another good runner.
Yeah, if he didn't have a clean track, he was just another car.
He needed the clean track.
Yeah.
But I don't know if some of them other cars had the clean track. They might could have done that.
Yeah, you don't ever know.
The car that impressed me the very most, and there was very little said about it, was the 12 car. He started 23rd and wound up 3rd. So he passed 20 cars over a period of time. And and they never really mentioned him. I mean, he got up there. I guess he was running second on the last run. Or he was running 3rd. He went up to 2nd, and he got in line behind the 8 car. So really, in the long run, it probably wound up that all the cars were pretty much where they needed to be.
Yeah, probably so. And just think about it. He was the only car that left the East Coast that was locked into the race.
I didn't understand that either.
Well, they took a provision for the best finishing car in the points, and he won the points last year. So it was. So he was locked in, and he was the only one.
But he really, and it didn't show him. I don't know where he was passing them guys on the inside out.
Yeah.
It really didn't show him that much because they were so busy racing for the front that the guys coming up from the back, they didn't really show.
Yeah, they was, but they was. I guess there was more green flag runs this race than there's been in the previous 2 years. but it's still. But looking at it, Richard, I'm not a big fan of it, but
I'm not
they
either.
do a heck of a job putting that racetrack down, don't they? The safety
Put it
walls
down
and everything,
getting all them cars in and out
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
and
But I'm still reluctant to run a Cup Series race like that. To me, it kind of diminishes the 500.
okay,
I think in my little world, I would think the 500 is so big that you wouldn't want to dilute it with a race 2 weeks before, and especially kind of a race that the Cup cars don't run. You know what I mean? So that, to me, that kind of takes a little of the shine away.
yeah, but we done it years ago. Riverside at one time with the first race, even going back before that, when the season was over. Say it's over November the 7th, the 14th, we started a new season for the next year. But that went away too. Yeah.
Nobody paid that much attention
But
to it.
mention it again, when Winston come in, they changed a lot of that stuff. But
They made it a lot more professional for sure.
and put some.
Yeah.
But
Anyhow, they got it over with, and I guess everybody floated home okay.
well, I think some of the planes didn't get out. We're going over there today, and we'll get some stories on what happened there. But I think some of the planes got stranded at their fuel stops. So I don't know what went on.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad I didn't go.
I bet they are too, because you'd have been hard to put up with.
I'm not a good swimmer, so I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know which way to swim. You'd probably went that way. Okay, we got this week in the Super Bowl.
The race was a day early, and we're 2 or 3 days later than that. But maybe we'll get back on time next race at Daytona.
Boy, I hope so, and I'm looking forward to a big race down there, and hope the 42, the 43, and the 84 have a great day.
We're pulling for them, that's for sure, isn't it?
No doubt about it. We was at Columbia one night, and I cut my hand pretty bad right there. And Lee and Richard took me by the hospital after the race, and Richard was going to watch them sew it up.
I went back there, and the guy got it all cleaned up, and he took it and pulled it apart, and it pulled clean apart, came back to here, and I said, "Hey, Dale, I'll be outside."
And that was a Thursday, and I carried tires for Maurice on Sunday.